Continue Rural Development chapter. In today's class, we are going to have a look what is mean by rural credit and what are the sources of rural credit, and then we'll just have a small thing of a critical appraisal of rural banking. Rural credit. Rural credit means credit for the farming communities. So what does mean by rural credit? Rural credit is nothing but it's credit for the farming communities. Farmers required credit for various purposes like purchasing of agricultural tools and machines, digging wells and tube wells, purchasing seeds, fertilizers, pesticides, etc. The gestation period between sowing and harvesting is high. So, farmers have to borrow to fulfill their needs during this period. So, what does mean by rural credit? Rural credit is nothing but the credit which required for the farmer. Farmers require credit for the various purposes like purchasing of agricultural tools and tube wells, purchasing of tube wells and digging of wells and tube wells, purchasing seeds, fertilizers, pesticides, etc. And then the gestation period between sowing and harvesting, it's high. So the farmers have to borrow to fulfill their needs during this period. Source of rural credit. There are two sources of rural credit. One, non-institutional sources. The other one, institutional sources. Yes, now we'll just see what is mean by non-institutional sources. There are four non-institutional sources. The first one, money lenders. Second one, relatives. Third one, traders and commission agents. Fourth one, rich landlords. Now, let's see what is mean by money lender, whom we'll be calling it as a money lender. Yes, from the very beginning, money lenders have been advancing a major share of farm credit. The peasants are exploited through exorbitant, very high rate of interest, and it's quite frequently their accounts are manipulated without their knowledge. So, most of the peasants, what they'll be doing it? They'll be borrowing money from the money lender. The rate of interest is very high with the money lender. And at the last, what will happen? High frequently, the accounts will be manipulated without their knowledge. So once if they are unable to repay the loans to the amount to the money lender, they'll be caught in a debt. Now, let's move on to the other one, relatives. Even the farmers, that is the peasants, will borrow money from the relatives also. Cultivators borrow funds from their own relatives in times of crisis. So, the cultivators, yes, what they'll be doing it? Even they will borrow money from the relatives at the time of crisis. These loans are a kind of informal loans and carry no interest and are normally returned after harvest. So what will happen? This kind of loans will come under an informal loans and carry no interest rates for it. Normally what they'll be doing it, once when the harvest time is over, they'll be returning back the amount to relatives. We'll be calling it as a relatives. Now, traders and commission agents. They provide credits to the peasants on the mortgage of crops at high rate of interest and on a condition that crop will be sold to them at low prices. So what will happen? Usually the peasants on the mortgage of crops at the high rate of interest, yes, on a condition. What is the condition? The crops will be sold to them at low price. Once the harvesting period is over, the farmer will sell all their crops to the traders and to the commission agents at the low prices. The fourth one, rich landlords. Small as well as marginal farmers and tenants take loans from the landlords for meeting their financial requirements. Landlords also charge high rate of interest on such loan and exploit the peasants, particularly small farmer and tenants. So these are the four things which come under in a non-institutional sources. What are the non-institutional sources? Money lender, relative, traders and commission agents, and the fourth one is rich landlords. Now, let's move on to the institutional sources. What are the institutional sources? Yes, Now, cooperative credit, land development bank, commercial bank credit, regional rural banks. Yes, the government, National Bank for Agricultural and Rural Development, NABARD, Self-Help Group, Bank Linkages Program for Microfinance. So, the first one, what is meant by cooperative credit? The primary objective of the cooperative is to liberate the Indian peasantry from the clutches of moneylender and to provide them credit at low rate of interest. So what is the main role of cooperative? The main role of cooperative is to liberalize the Indian peasants, yes, from the moneylender, and then to provide them credit, to give them financial assistance to the peasants at low interest rate. Now, second one, land development banks. They provide credit to the farmers against the mortgage of the land. Loans are provided for the permanent improvement of land and purchasing agricultural implements and for repaying of old debts. Third one, commercial bank credit. Initially, commercial bank play a marginal role in advancing rural credit. Initially, the commercial bank will play a marginal role in advancing the rural credit. However, after nationalism in 1969, they expanded their branches in rural area and started directly financing the farmer. So after nationalization in 1969, they expanded their branches and they have started giving finance to the farmer directly. The fourth one, regional rural banks. They are opened up in those areas where there are no banking facilities. Usually, the regional rural banks will be opened up in those areas where there are no banking facilities. The main objective is to provide credit, okay, and other facilities, especially to the small and the marginal farmer and agricultural laborers, artisans and small entrepreneurs in rural area. Usually, the regional rural banks will be opened up in those areas where there are no banking system. And apart from it, what is the main objective now? To provide credit and other facilities to the small farmer, marginal farmer, agricultural labor, artisans and other small entrepreneurs. Yes, now let's move on to the other one, the government. The loans provided by the government are known as takeaway loans, okay, and are lent during emergency or distress like famine, flood, etc. The rate of interest charged against such loan is as low as 6%. Now, NABARD, yes, National Bank for Agriculture and Rural Development. It is an apex bank which coordinate the functioning of different financial institutions working for expansion of rural credit. Its main objective is to promote health and strength of credit institutions, namely cooperative commercial banks and regional rural banks. The last point, besides providing finance to credit institutions, NABARD also provide financial assistance to the non-farm sector and promote integrated rural development and prosperity of backward and rural area. At the last point of institutional sources, SSG, that is Self-Help Group Bank Linkages Program for Microfinance. SSG has merged as a major microfinance program in the country in the recent year. Their focus is largely on the rural people who have no substantial access to the formal banking system. So, the target group comprise of small as well as the marginal farmer, agricultural and non-agricultural labor and artisans, etc. SSG promote a small thrift in the small proportion, so by a minimum contribution from each member. If next, from the money, what they'll be doing it, credit is given to the needy member at the reasonable interest rates, which is to be repaid in a small installment. By March 2012, more than 43 lakhs self-help groups had reportedly been credit linked. Yes, so at the last point of SSG have also helped in the empowerment of women, However, the borrowings are mainly confined to the consumption purposes and negligible proportion is borrowed for productive purpose. So these are the non-institutional sources. So these are the institutional sources: cooperative credit, land development bank, commercial bank credit, regional rural bank, the government, National Bank for Agriculture and Rural Development, self-help groups, bank linkages, programs for microfinance. Yes, so these are the two sources of rural credit. One, institutional sources. The second one, non-institutional sources. Let's move to the other one, critical appraisal of rural banking. In the critical appraisal of rural banking, there are 4 critical appraisal of rural banking. The first one, insufficiency. Second, inadequate coverage of institutional sources. Third, inadequate amount of sanction. Next, less attention to poor or marginal farmer. The last point, growing overdues. So these are the critical appraisal of rural banking. Now, let's move on to the other one, agricultural marketing. What is meant by agricultural marketing? Agricultural marketing means all those activity which includes like gathering the produce after harvesting, processing the produce, grading the produce according to its quality, packaging the produce according to the preference of buyers, storing the produce for future sale and selling the produce when price is lucrative. In other words, agriculture marketing cover the services which involved in moving an agriculture product from the farm to the consumer. We'll be calling it as a agricultural marketing. Now, what are the problems which faced by the agricultural marketing? Yes, the first point, manipulations by big traders. Second, lack of market information. Third, lack of storage facilities. So these are the problem which were faced by the farmer. What are the problem? Manipulations by the big traders. Second, lack of market information. Third, lack of storage facility. Now, let's move on to the other one. What are the measures adopted by the government to improve marketing system? So, what are the measures adopted by the government to improve marketing system? Regulation of markets, cooperative agricultural marketing societies, provision of warehousing facility. Fourth point, subsidized transport. Fifth point, dissemination of marketing information. Sixth point, buffer stock and minimum support price, MSP. Seventh point, public distribution system. Eighth, alternative marketing channels. The last point, improvement of physical infrastructure. So, these are the measures which were adopted by the government to improve marketing system. Yes? So, in today's class, we have discussed about what is meant by rural credit and what are the sources of rural credit, institutional and non-institutional, and what is meant by agricultural marketing, and what are the problems faced by agricultural marketing, and the last, measures to improve agricultural marketing. Yes, thank you students.